Let's look at the exciting world of referrals. And we have this as a separate module because getting referrals is your single greatest way to market, and every single person knows that. Yet most experts sit there and wait for the phone to ring with a referral. Now, success in your life just comes down to two things: the amount of value you have and the way in which you leverage that value. Every single one of you listening to this has great value. You have all your history, you have your experience, you have expertise that other people simply don't have, and you are moving towards being at the top of your game. That's value. But most of you aren't utilizing that value enough. You're simply not getting enough clients. And so one of the biggest ways to do this, and one of the most effective ways, is great referrals. But let's look at what the biggest mistake is with most people who even ask for referrals. And I guess you're saying, can there be a referral mistake? Can I get, the wrong type of referrals? The answer is absolutely you can get wrong referrals. And it all starts like this. Most people were taught to ask, who do you know? So who do you know? When you say to somebody, and generally it's after you've made a sale, you say, oh, look, thanks for doing business with me. Tell me, who do you know who could benefit from some services like mine? When you ask that question just like that, which is how most people, even people who specialize in teaching how to get referrals, teach you to ask it, you cause a psychological brain scramble in the person. People are innately good people who want to help you. So if I say to you at the end of our meeting, I hope you got value, and say, yes, it was great, Mike. And I say, fantastic. Who do you know who could benefit from the services that I provide? You're going to go, oh, Mike's a really good guy. I wish he hadn't have asked me that question. Who do I know who could benefit the services? My first assumption in asking that, by the way, is that you even understand the services that I provide. So I'm assuming that you do. You may have sampled some of them, maybe just one part, or maybe all of them. Doesn't mean that you understand what I do. You understand what it did for you. You don't want to understand what I do. And what it did for you may not be what I want it to do for the average person. So you're thinking, Mike's a good person. Oh, let me see. Now, Mike helps experts. Okay. Who do I know who's an expert? Well, my accountant's an expert. No, he's too busy. I wouldn't give Mike to him. Oh, what about the president of my local association in consulting? Gee, he's an expert. No, he's too highbrow. He's already got his act together. Mike won't want him. Oh, I tell you what. There's a guy who just joined my group. It's his first year. He's just starting out as an expert. He used to work at such and such. He's struggling a lot. I'll give Mike to him here. Mike will really be able to help him. So now I'm going to get your best guess. And guess what? That's not good enough. The reason why is, did I not want your accountant? I mean, your accountant, as an expert, he's already got a substantial business, obviously. He's time poor. That's definitely something I can help him with. And what about the president of your association? He's already successful, but I can tell you one thing, he can learn a lot from us, and I can make him a hell of a lot more successful. Instead, you're giving me somebody who's just started in the business. And now I'm going to put all my time and all my energy, because I know any better because I asked a silly question up front. And yes, there are silly questions because they're not quality. And I asked a silly question, and now I'm going to put my time and energy into this newbie who may or may not make it, who may or may not pay me, who is going to fight me on his way of doing things the whole way, and who probably is going to only implement half because he's going to be overwhelmed. And I've got to spend all my time and energy going back and training him again. Is that what I want? And so that is going to significantly impact my lifestyle and my success. And what it's going to do by me asking you, who do you know, the end result is my family is going to suffer. I'm going to be at home less. I'm going to be more stressed, and I'm going to be spending more time with the wrong types of clients. Is that clear? Hello, planet Earth. Is that clear? Now, I don't mean to be rude. I'm having fun with this, but quite frankly, asking very broad questions like that really isn't a smart thing to do, because it's going to have a significant impact on your business, your career, your wealth, your freedom, and your stress levels, and your mental and physical health. So let's move on to exactly what we do want. Here's your question. Who is your avatar? What's the exact person that you want? Now, I love even bringing this down to a photo, because sure, we've got demographics. Should the person be 35 to 45? How old? How much money should they make? What industry should they be in? Etc., etc., etc. We fundamentally understand demographics. I want you to decide on a title for them and keywords. Why? Because you can search for them in LinkedIn if you have a title and keywords. So are they a marketing manager? Are they a HR director? Are they a wellness manager? What are they? Are they an entrepreneur? And what are some of the keywords? So for instance, when we look for people, we look for consultants, coaches, speakers, entrepreneurs, and experts. And our keywords are conscious, award-winning, and author. So when you put those together, we have quite a clear avatar. And then, most importantly, what is their psychographic? Why do they do what they do? And what are they really thinking and feeling inside? What makes them the type of person that they are? Now, out of all of the photos that I could have chosen, I chose this one for a purpose. So if I'm trying to explain an avatar to you, this would be a very clear avatar. I am seeking a professional Asian woman. The person has to be between 25 and 40 years old. They have to have an incredible sense of style, something that makes them unique and signature. They have to be assertive and efficient, but also appear to be friendly and approachable. Does that sum up this picture here? Yes, it does. So if I've got this type of person, this very, very clear avatar, then that's going to enable me to ask the right question of anybody to access who in their network fits that mold. I was helping a client just yesterday, and she has an amazing core avatar. She is looking for clients who effectively turn over, they're CEOs who turn over in their business between $3 million and $15 million of turnover. So with that, they have to be in the construction industry or a construction offshoot, plumbing supplies or something like that. And they have to have been in business for at least 5 years. On top of that, that's their demographic. On top of that, their psychographic is that they have to be approachable, open-minded, and have some spiritual quotient to them. So they're not just all about business. This is really going to allow you to affect this. Now, here's how to go about it. Before you do anything more, I want you to stop this video and start to write down what makes up your core avatar, the demographic of them, find a title for them, find some keywords for them, and find the psychographic that sits behind them as well. Now, if you don't know where to start, look back at previous clients where you've done business easily and you've made a lot of money. Chances are they will be all very, very similar types of people. It is very rare that they're not. So look at existing clients. Look at the people you've made money from in the past and made good chunks of money, and it's been easy and it's been fun and it's been enjoyable. Okay, so stop now and go and do that. Now that you have your core avatar, we're going to move on. So, the secret to getting great referrals is to ask for that specific avatar. Try and get it down to 4 or 5 bullet points. Even having a photo or an image like that, like I did, is really going to help people understand the type of person that you're looking for. When you're asking, prompt your person for a minimum of about 5 names. Don't go for 1 or 2 because 5 is really going to be a nice thing. I actually say to people if they can't think, I say, basically, just grab your phone and flick through or go through your WhatsApp and have a look at your last 20 or 30 WhatsApps and see if any of those people ring a bell for you. Sometimes you just have to tell people what to do to get them triggered. Nobody minds. People could go, oh, that's a good idea. Then create a standard introduction emailer that goes to that person by way of introduction and copies in the person who gave you the intro. My one goes something like this. Hi Bob, I was talking with Mary Smith the other day and I said to her that I really wanted to meet people who are blah, 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 blah. And that's the avatar. And your name came instantly to her mind. I have no idea of whether I can help or assist you at the moment, but I'm building my network full of those people because I really enjoy working them and having them in my space. If you're open-minded to meeting up and connecting with me, I'd love to do that. Would next week or the week after suit on such and such a time? That's a pretty typical sort of emailer that goes out. Then I'll follow that up and call them and actually organize that meeting. And then from there, I would report back to the person who referred me after the meeting and say, that was great. I met Bob, fantastic guy. We talked about so many different things. Did you know he's got an interest in this as well? We really got along well here, and he's asked me to dig deep and see if I can help him on 2 or 3 issues. Thank you very much. And if that person's an ambassador of yours and you're paying them, you might tell them checks in the mail or whatever you do at that point there. So I want you to write out now your own standard brief that you're going to introduce when you email a client to open a discussion, when you introduce yourself, the one that you're going to copy your referrer in from. So stop your video now, or you can make a note and come back to it and do this afterwards. Finally, here's a tip for you. We have a fantastic video for you called The Art and Science of Getting Referrals, which also goes into how to get referrals of people you know on LinkedIn without even them knowing. So there's a little bit of great magic in that. That's the art of getting referrals. So you can actually put names that you want in front of people that you know, and they'll tell you, yes, I'll introduce you to this one, or no, I don't know them at all. So this is going to be great for you to watch. It's going to give you some fantastic tips and enjoy getting some great new referrals. In fact, go out this week, use this information and get 5 new referrals.